When I was a little kid, about 6 years old, my dad committed suicide in front of us on Christmas Eve. So my brother is basically who molded me into the man that I am today.
You got into music as well, right?
Yeah. And Snoop Dogg ended up signing Kiwan to a record label with him. Some of the songs I did sold millions of records.
Wow. Yeah.
It's cool when you're not expecting nothing, then you're just having fun. When it turns into business, things suck. I got into like a legal battle with Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg told me to my face, he said, "Hey, bro, anybody that sues me will never make it in the music industry."
How did Hood Santa begin?
So Hood Santa was born 14 years ago. So
Welcome to DK Law's All the Way podcast, where we share real stories of resilience, redemption, and service. Today, we're honored to have a very special guest, someone whose journey from hardship to hope has inspired literally thousands of kids and families across Southern California. He's a community hero, a musician, and a director of Local Hearts Foundation. He's also the newest, but arguably the most impactful community partner of DK Law. Tito,
Thank you.
welcome to DK Law All the Way podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Wow, that was an incredible entrance there. I was like, whoa, who is this guy he's about to interview? Is that me? All of that? Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Hey, so let's start at the beginning. Can you share a bit about your journey growing up and some of the challenges or turning points that shaped who you are today?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Long Beach. When I was a little kid, about 6 years old, my dad committed suicide in front of us on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow.
He got a knife and he stabbed himself in the heart. So we went from a normal kind of family to now just my mom taking care of five of us. I was the baby at the time, and I had three older sisters, Blanca, Alicia, Liz, and my brother Raul, who in January passed away from esophageal cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
And he basically is who stepped up to be the man of the house, take care of us, make sure everything was in order, beat me up when I deserved it, gave me love when I deserved it. So my brother is basically who molded me into the man that I am today. He stepped up when I was just 6 years old to make sure that I didn't join a gang and get into the nonsense that the streets, have or teach, or you get pushed into because other family members are involved. He was the one that basically said, no, 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 you ain't doing none of that. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. So then I became a break dancer. My brother, my brother again stepped up, took care of me, became the man of the house, all that. He was working at Winchell's Donuts. He had a moped. He used to ride to Seal Beach because my aunts were the managers there. So they gave him a backdoor job kind of deal. And he was paying the rent with my mom, turning over his check to help my mom pay the rent. Because, after my dad passed away, my mom was the only income or that type of deal. So then he started going out to clubs, a little bit older. And he came home one day and said, "Hey, I saw these guys breakdancing, spin on it. You're going to learn how to breakdance." So he taught me how to be a breakdancer. And I became pretty good. I became one of the best breakdancers in Long Beach as a little kid. I was like, they would sneak me into the 18 and over clubs through the back door just to let me battle the older guys. And then I knew I won because I would go to Taco Bell, or I knew I lost because I would get scolded all the way home. So my brother is basically who made me, obviously God, but God put him in my life to teach me to be a good man. Then after that, I played football. I played Pop Warner football at Long Beach Poly. I don't know if you know anything about Long Beach Poly, but Long Beach Poly has the most NFL athletes of any school in the nation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the only Mexican on the field, so it was pretty, I bring it up because to me, it was pretty cool, it was, and I was pretty good. Then after that, I hated school, Daniel. I was not Daniel. I was not Daniel in school, I hated school, dude. So my brother saw me on a little cheap swap meet skateboard, and he saw I liked it, and he made me a deal. He said, "Check it out, bro. If you get a D in any class, I'll buy you a skateboard." So he ends up buying me a skateboard because I got a D. What class do you think I got a D in? If you had to pick a class.
English?
No. I got it. I guess, yeah, it would be that. It was ESL.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Do you know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
ESL is?
yeah. English is this their
Yeah, but I'm
language.
American. I should have got an A plus in that, right? So I got a D. I got a D, dude. And then he buys me a board, and I started riding all over the city. I started becoming pretty good, and it was basically more to keep idle time away from me because where we grew up, it was a lot of gangs in the area, a lot of danger. I think the very first time I saw somebody die, I must have been like 7, 8 years old. We heard a
Oh my
shotgun
gosh.
blast, boom, and then being little knuckleheads in the neighborhood I grew up in was normal, you know? We would see the SWAT team walking by our door, like, shh, go in the house. Like it was normal for me to see stuff like that. So we run around and we see a guy laying, on his back with his head like facing the rain gutter, right? And I walk up, you can still see the smoke coming off his chest. And me and my nephew are like, look, he's on fire. We didn't know. If I was 7, he must have been 5, but that was kinda normal, for us, and, so the story was that the guy caught his wife cheating, and the guy that his wife was cheating with killed him with his own shotgun. He went in there and, shot the guy, and the only reason that we were able to figure that out because she came out and started punching the guy that shot her husband. It was like, "You killed my husband. You killed my husband," and he waited there, and the cops took him, and it was normal, it was like, "Whoa," something that you grow up, watching that becomes normalcy for you, and it's that's life sometimes the way the way where you're raised and how things go.
You got into music as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
so then
Yeah.
I got in trouble before music. I got in trouble. I robbed a 7-Eleven and, not for no money or nothing, just silly teenage kid. I walked in and made some chili dogs and all kinds just, "Hey, man," you don't have nobody, no influences, no, you're just running around. So they caught me and the guy tried to grab me and I went like this. So now they're saying that I tried to strong arm rob the store and all this nonsense. It wasn't true. I just wanted a chili dog and some chili cheese fries. So anyhow, I get in trouble and I go to juvenile hall. And when I got out, that was the first time that I actually felt like love from my family, if that makes any sense. That was the first time I see my brother like cry and I see my sisters cry. And it was kind of I didn't really know how to take it. Like, it was something new for me, like my brother grabbed me and he said, "I'm sorry. It's my fault that you went to jail, but you'll never go back to jail again. Like,
Mm.
it's my fault." But it wasn't. It was my fault. He didn't force me to try to steal no chili cheese dog, you know? And he said, "All right, it's time for you to grow up and you don't like school. Okay, we accept it. But you don't like school. Guess what you do? You work." Right. So he would take me on weekends to be a plumber. And then I started working and I started buying music equipment and I started producing music. And one of my buddies that I grew up with was in one of Snoop Dogg's group. His name was Kiwan Goldie Loke. And I started working with him. I was skating one day and we ran into each other and he told me, "Hey, I'm rapping now." And I said, "Oh, what?" "Well, I'm making beats." Then we didn't know what we were doing. We were just kids. And so, "Well, let's make a song." And we did a song. It was called Five Dubs. You probably don't know what that means, but now that I tell you, the lowriders.
Okay.
Okay, the wheels, the ones that the little gold.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
tires that they put on those are called 520s.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So that was the name of the song, Five Dubs. So we did a song about that, and it kind of got circulated through our neighborhood. Went to a couple houses, and they were playing it, and we're like, "Whoa, we got something cool." What? So we just kept doing it, and we just kept making music from there and didn't ever think that anything cool was gonna happen, didn't think it was gonna be serious or that anybody was gonna like it. We're just having fun, and, it trickled down to Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg ended up signing Kiwan to a record label with him, and, yeah, some of the songs I
Interesting.
did sold millions of records.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
It's it's a story about, it's it's cool when you're not expecting nothing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool when you're not expecting nothing and you're just having fun, right? And it when it turns into business, things suck. So it turned into business. It turned into business, and then, they blackballed me from the music industry because I had to sue Snoop Dogg. So I got into like a legal battle with Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg told me to my face. He said, "Hey, bro, anybody that sues me will never make it in the music industry." And he
Mm.
tells me, "I got 10 grand for you," and I owed my attorney like 100,000 already. So I tell him, "Dude, you want to give me 10 grand, but I owe my attorney Stephen Lowe 100 grand." And he says, "Well, don't worry about that. I'll take care of that." And I said, "Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you're gonna give him 100 and you're gonna give me 10? I don't think so, buddy," you know? So I was in so far with the lawsuit and all that, that I had to stick to my guns and even, follow through with it, that type of deal. But it became kind of a blessing in disguise because people knew that it was me. So dude, for summers, every weekend I was making like 5, 10 G's, like on the weekend, for like maybe the first 2 summers of after those songs dropped, because everybody was like, "Hey, it was a little Mexican kid that did those beats. Where's he at?" So they all started coming to me. And it was cool because I didn't know where it was gonna lead me. I didn't know that
Mm.
that was gonna lead me into what I'm doing now, right? With even the nonprofit stuff, because during that time, I met so many people that were like, didn't know why I was meeting them. I didn't know that there was a bigger calling for my life, a bigger purpose for my life. It was, I didn't understand that because, you're young and you're just maneuvering through life. But now that I can go back and see that, I'm like, okay, I met Dr. Dre. Oh, hey, I had dinner with Tommy Hilfiger. Hey, I know Nick Diamond. And it's like, well, why? Well, I know why now. Those are the same people that are helping me and our organization feed thousands of family, clothe thousands of kids, help vendors, help families pay the rents.
Let's segue into that.
Yeah.
So how did Hood Santa begin? Tell me about that
Okay.
story. It's amazing. So love to hear about that.
Yeah. So Hood Santa was born 14 years ago. So I walked into a liquor store one day 14 years ago. And I had this thing, I call it a coffin. It was just full of stuff. Just imagine a big old box, big as this table, just full of clothes, tons of clothes, brand new stuff. Cause all these clothing sponsors I had were giving me stuff left and right to wear, right? Cause I was on stage, I was a musician.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, all right, Tito has a diamond shirt. Take a picture. Cool, right? He's a guy on stage. He's got people watching him. That kind of deal. So I had tons of stuff that they were giving me left and right. So I would just throw it in the coffin. So one day, 14 years ago, I go buy a lottery ticket. The lottery is like at $1 billion. And of course, I'm going to win like everybody else. So I take my daughter, I go buy this lottery ticket. But before I go, I grab this brand new shirt from the coffin. I put it on, brand new. Walk to the store. I walk in. Before I walk in, I lock eyes with the homeless man, young dude, right?
Mm.
I lock eyes with him. I'm not thinking much. I'm just kind of looking at him, not thinking much. Walk past him. I probably judged him. Who knows what I really did? I probably was like, what the heck? Whatever, right? Walked in, get my daughter her Gatorade, her chips, walk out, get the lottery ticket, look at him again, probably made a face again or whatever. I don't remember exactly what I did, but probably was judging him like most people. Go home, rip the brand new shirt off, wipe my face, wipe my armpits with it, and I threw it in the trash. And instantly I looked up, I said, "Yo, I'm a scumbag. I can't believe I just did that. I just saw this young homeless guy wearing the same clothes for a month, probably." So I felt really, I felt horrible, like conviction instantly. Like, what am I doing? Like, just because I got these blessings, like, I'm abusing them. God's giving me the stuff, I'm abusing it. So I go into the coffin, I pull out a bunch of shirts. I go back to the dude, right? "What up, man? Here, I got you some stuff." And I gave him a $20 bill. And I said, "Here you go." And he says, "Man, I haven't seen one of these in years." Right?
Mm.
So I walk away and I'm like, "Do whatever you want. It's up to you. What I did is between me and God. What you do is between you and God." So I get in the car and I start thinking, man, I know all these people. I can help some people. I can help people. I know people. So I start emailing, calling, not even email. I start texting people. "Hey, can we help some kids? Who? Who do you want to help? I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want to help kids." Cool. So I hit up my buddy Nick Diamond. His company probably at the time was probably worth $100 million. Okay, this was a big skateboarding company, massive. It was like Gucci of skateboarding. So I hit him up. I said, yo, dude, I want to help kids. He's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. I just want to help kids. What? I don't know. And he opens up a little bit, tells me about his past. He says, nobody knows. I don't really talk about it, but I want to help. So he has me pick up some stuff. We start driving to the neighborhood. We start giving it out. And I got tested too during that time. So we had 10 boxes, let's say. I get to the last two and I start having this flesh takeover. Like, well, I only have 2 boxes left. If I give that away, what am I gonna have? Right? These thoughts start kicking in. And I'm like, dude, I gotta give it away, but I want these shirts. Like for me, these are sick. I'm starting to get a little bit selfish. And I hear God clearly tell me, you asked me to give it to you, you better give it away. As a matter of fact, you promised me that if I give it to you, you were going to give it away. You better give it away. So I go home, grab the 2 boxes. I head back to the skate parks. I start giving it to the kids. I give the last shirt away. I get in the car. I answer the phone. It's Nick Diamond. Yo, T, we got 2 U-Hauls full of diamond supply for you.
Mm.
I looked up and I was like, whoa, you work fast. Right?
What I realize a lot is, when you hold on to money,
Mm-hmm.
you lose out on a lot of opportunities for other
Mm-hmm.
things that are bigger. Yeah. Tell me though, how did you get the
Yeah.
name
Yeah.
Hoodson? I want to know how did
So
that
when
happen?
so when we got more stuff,
Yeah.
right? But hold on. I need to tell you this part 'cause this is important. Because people need to hear this. Like what you said, people hold on to stuff and they lose
Yeah.
out on what God really has for them. So I go home, I get the call, I get the stuff, right? And then I read where God says, I can't trust you with a little bit. You want a lot? Yeah, right. You can't even do what you told me you were gonna do with 20 shirts. Sure, buddy. So anyhow, I get this big donation and I hit up HJ. I said, HJ, we got to go back to the neighborhood. We got to help kids. It's getting closer to Christmas. He's like, all right, what do you want to do? I don't know. Let's just drive around. So we start driving around, giving stuff away. And people are kind of turned off by it because who's nice these days? They're kind of weary. Like, what,
Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do you want? Like, I got a Spider-Man toy for you. And here you go. Hey, thanks, bro. Merry Christmas. Like, hey, God bless you guys. Merry Christmas. Take the toys, whatever, right? So we get out, we approach this younger black kid on Willow and Pacific. He's pushing his daughter in a stroller, and we pull up on him. And Long Beach is there's a lot of gangs.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of racial stuff going on. So just think of it this way. 4 carloads of Mexicans pull out on one little black kid, right? So
I can picture that. Okay.
he takes off
Yeah.
for his life. And he's pushing a stroller.
Uh,
And I jump out. I'm like, yo, dude, stop, stop. We got toys. We got water. We got Diamond. I pull out a Diamond sweater. He was young. And he says, what? You got Diamond? So he comes back and he says, man, bro, I thought you guys were going to kill me. Right. So I get in the car and HJ says, yo, T, dude, you need a suit, bro. Cause what if you get out of the car, you're trying to be nice and they blow your head off? You never know. You never know who you're going to approach. They don't know you're trying to be a good dude. So I get on eBay. I buy this cheap little paper mache Santa Claus suit, little cheap suit, dude. Was basically wearing this shirt. Just like, right? So
you should write it, just trying to be nice.
exactly. Just trying to be, that's what I should have did. So I buy this little suit and we're going back out, right? We get to 17th and One Apparel. I'm just trying to paint the visual for myself, right? It's apartments. And where there's a bunch of apartments, usually under resource families, income families. So I'm getting dressed in this cheap suit. There's a little kid on the second story watching me get dressed. And he's running back and forth, knocking on all his buddies' doors, telling me, don't leave, stop, stop. He's telling all his buddies that, hey, Santa's here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
put the pants on. They rip. So now I got black jeans and a little paper mache jacket and it was $12 the whole suit. So think about that, right? So
You don't even have a full beard.
no, it's like ding, 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 ding. So
Okay.
I get dressed, he comes down and he walks right up to me and he taps me on the heart. He says, hey, you're the hood Santa. Cause Santa never comes over here.
Ah.
Yeah, that's how
Mm.
I got the name. And I instantly was like, whoa. I said, "Hey, I think this is my purpose to serve families, serve kids. This is it." And I was a musician at the moment. I was still making music. I was still somewhat successful in that world. I walked away that day. I told
Mm,
my wife, I said, "Hey, I quit." And she was like, "Are you sure you want to quit? You're doing." And thank God that she always backs my play, and Hood Santa was born that day. But we were already giving out toys to kids and doing things for families without or an organization without a name. It was just something that was dear to me because I was so poor. So now I had traveled, I had seen how other families broke bread together. I didn't even have Thanksgiving till I was a teenager. And the only reason I had Thanksgiving was because my aunt married a white guy and he was a bus driver. So they had a nice house and he had a nice job. I walk into Thanksgiving and there's this big old chicken on the table. I'm like, what is going on? This is sick, right? But more than the more than the day, the holiday was how happy we all were. My sisters, the moment, right? We were all together laughing. That always stuck in my head of like, man, there's so many families that don't have that. They can't afford that. So we were doing stuff already. Like my wife and my daughter, they were wrapping 15 Barbies and 15 toys. And
so it went from a small scale to a large one. So tell me about like the early days of Hood Sienna and how it's evolved,
okay.
and Local Hearts Foundation.
Right, right. So Local Hearts Foundation, it only started because I was getting donors that were calling me saying, "Hey, I have $10,000, but I need a tax receipt." And I was like, "What is that?" Like, "Oh, you don't wanna help no more?" You know, right? But, I didn't
Yeah,
understand that world
yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
were already doing it. We were just out of our heart, out of just helping kids and helping families, that needed the assistance. So, in the beginning, you know, we were getting donations, and I was in a 1999 Lexus GS300 with stuff to my eyes, driving around giving stuff away. So I got a call saying, "Yo, Tito, my boss saw your video online. He wants to donate some cash." I was like, "Sick! We need money to buy stuff, help families." So I get on the phone. He's like, "Yo, what up, man? Hey, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. We want to donate $10,000, but can you give us a tax receipt?" And I was like, no, So fail, failed. 5 minutes later, I get another call. "Tito, I showed my boss your video. We have a van that's sitting here rotting. We want to give it to you. So you'd have to be, can you give us a tax receipt?" No. That's why Local Hearts started.
Mm, mm.
Okay. It was God basically telling me, "Hey, dude, you're doing this. You want to do this the right way? You want me to send help? You better do this part. If not, you're just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over." And for a second, I didn't want to do that because I thought it was like I'm being the man, I'm turning into the man, that's just stuff that you're programmed with, as a kid, it's like, don't talk to the cops, they're bad. Like, who they teach you that when you're two. Like, it's like, right? So that stuff follows you. That stuff follows you, dude. That stuff into a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Into a lot of things, even starting a foundation is like, you're gonna have to talk to the mayor. Eh, you're gonna have to talk to the councilwoman. She's the man. He's the man. Right? Silly
But
crap that gets pushed on you.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Silly junk that people push on you. That that's not even real.
But that's how you're able to kind of professionalize it and scale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. It's become to a level now where it's thriving on its own. We're at DK Law because of Local Hearts Foundation. That's huge, right?
So, like, when you go out, right, and do
Mhm.
your thing,
Mhm.
right? Um, why did you decide to just record everything though?
Okay. In the beginning, I had a hard time uh, with it, but I wanted the donors to feel what I felt. I wanted them to see
Mm, mm.
the reaction and the joy that those families got from what they donated, and that was what drove me to continue to do it. Cause a lot of them are like, dude, I don't want nobody to know. And I'd be like, no, bro, they gotta know that you donated 10,000 socks. I want you to see these families and these kids jump for joy or cry, bro, because they got, 4 pair of socks. I want you to see that, bro. So that's why I started recording it. And it worked because they all got pumped and they all felt the same thing that I did. And the donations multiplied. And also
Yeah, yeah,
transparency. Transparency, there's so many nonprofits that are massive that I've never seen them do anything in my neighborhoods. That doesn't mean they're not doing things. I'm just saying that I didn't want that. I wanted if DK Law donates $2, I want Daniel and DK Law to see those $2 go do the mission I promised them was going to happen. That is
transparency.
that
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah,
want the
yeah, yeah,
transparency. I want
yeah,
people to know that that everything that comes in that's for a mission, it's going to go to the mission. And by the grace of God, I had money from music that I could do that.
yeah, yeah.
That I could sustain us enough.
So initially for myself, for example, I had, and it's understandable from my standpoint, but I had this idea that, when you give, the left hand should not know what the right hand is
Mhm.
doing, right?
Mhm.
But then, as I got into a professional company that I was operating, and then you develop a platform, then it's like, well, the platform is for a purpose. You have a responsibility to go ahead and use it correctly.
Mhm.
And so without this platform, I would have never met you, right?
Right.
And so there are various ways. And so it's not just about, not showing, but rather to show it properly.
Right.
So I 100% am in line. I understand, what you're
Yeah.
doing. So that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure you feel good, right? When you
I
watch those
do.
videos, you're like, "Dude, I helped."
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
All the
absolutely.
team, right? Like,
Yeah.
I became tight with Minji and Sarah texting, and we talk about, "Hey, that's cool. That look at did you see the joy?" And then you know what's cool? Is sometimes they see stuff I don't even see. That's the beauty of
Mm,
sharing
mm.
it. Like, "Oh, look at how he look at it 33 seconds in the frame. I'm not being paid attention to that." And then it's like, "He looked up."
But you absolutely get that joy.
Yeah.
On a side topic,
Mhm.
nobody knows this about me, but I'm glad I didn't go down this path, but I was about to become a tax lawyer.
Okay.
That would have been the most boring thing in my life. The reason why I chose to be a personal injury attorney of all, practice areas is because I get to concretely see and understand and talk to people and how their lives are directly impacted by what we're able to go and provide as far as services. And so, yeah, I love that connection, and
Yeah.
and it really is. It's
Personable.
it's a blessing to be able to see how you're able to impact someone's life like directly right away,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so that's
Absolutely.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a game changer to be able to show people what you're doing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the reason why too is to influence other people to do good,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It should be like, "Hey, I can do that." Right? I made a little something. I can help out. Right? Hey, I got a warehouse full of 10,000 shirts that are rotten. What, you want to give them to kids? Absolutely. I just saw your video where you gave out 1,000 shirts.
So my
Here you
wife
go.
watched your
Yeah.
Instagram. She came to me and she was like, "Honey, I love this.
Thank you guys.
This is such an impactful way to make change." And so, love it, man. So now you're hosting like events year round,
Yeah.
right? And tell us about those.
Yeah, so we have a Easter event, and we give out like 1,500 Easter baskets, and we want the families to spend some time together on that day, and then we also have Loaded Cafe. They cook pancakes, so we call it baskets and pancakes, and we try to share a little bit about the gospel during that day. We put these wristbands in there that say John 3:16 or
Hmm.
Jesus loves you in every basket, because that's what we're trying to push also is why is this foundation so good, or why is this foundation making these moves? Why is this foundation over here? Well, I'll tell you why. Because God is orchestrating, God is driving, right? God is controlling. So then we do after that, we go on a I told you I hated school. I've had tons of people offer me jobs and they found out that I went to the 8th grade. They're like, "What? You only went to the 8th grade?" Right? But I hated school, so I know that education is power because I'm an old man now and I see that school is cool. And who knows what school could do for kids that really get into it. So we do this thing called education is power where we give out thousands of backpacks. We do kind of like a Willy Wonka kind of theme where we might sneak in a couple tablets, computers, MacBooks in several backpacks. And then the person who's in charge of giving them that day, we base it on, hey, look at the family. Oh, there's 7 of them. Give them a laptop, bro.
Mm.
Right? Because we don't have
Yeah,
thousands
yeah,
of them, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay. Oh, you see that family? They got 6, 7 kids. Slide a $200, like a couple $100 bills in one of the backpacks so they have some money for other stuff that's needed. Then after education is power, we do a Thanksgiving event. It's called Diamonds and Turkeys, and we feed thousands of families. Thousands of I told you
That's
I
amazing.
never
That's
had
amazing.
Thanksgiving. So it's not even about the holiday. It's about I remember the feeling I had of like, whoa, we're we're all in here. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah.
And look at this big old chicken. Steve's massive. you know? So that is what drove that. So what we do is we give them all turkeys. We give them the sides if we can raise that type of money. And then we also focus on the elderly for that event. We give all the elderly, we try to give them sweaters, beanies, because, a lot of them are alone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so we try to keep them warm so they don't get sick. We kind of think about them at that event. And then we do Diamond Christmas, which is massive, Daniel.
Mm.
Uh, it's probably one of the biggest toy giveaways in the country. It's massive, dude. So my buddy owns a company called SOS Booking, and what he does is he has a bunch of big punk rock bands. Is it punk rock or hardcore? But it's like this. Rah, 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 rah. If you go there, you're like,
That
what
sounds
is going
hardcore.
on? Like, what are you guys talking about? Just rah, 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 rah. But their heart is beautiful, right? So
Yeah.
what he does is he get these big bands to come out and play. But the only way into the show is you got to bring a toy. They don't
Mm.
care if your husband is the lead singer of the biggest band there. Target's around the block. You want to come in, Linda, or whatever? Go get a toy. So every single person that walks in there has to bring a toy. And what they're able to do is they're able to fill up like a 21-foot U-Haul full of toys. Sick toys, cool toys, like Spider-Man, not the little toys that I had that you leave them outside for an hour, they're melted. You come back, they melted into the ground, not those. They're like fuming, you're like 7 dying. No, these are real toys. So we're able to do that. But this is all year round, Daniel. We do something all year.
That's
And
awesome.
Wednesdays,
Yeah.
we feed families. Every Wednesday, we're able to again, by the grace of God, is spend a few $1,000s and set up at a park and say, "Hey, we're feeding families. Come on out. If you're in need, come pick up groceries." And
Mm.
it started. We already were doing something with Christian recovery home, men's recovery home, where we were feeding them every Wednesday. But when all this stuff happened with immigration and all this people were afraid to come out,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
started getting a lot of messages, a lot of emails and stuff like that. Hey, my kids are American, but they're starving too.
Mm.
Right. So, okay, send them to pick up groceries. And that was the kind of a role that we fit, into our schedule. So we do that every Wednesday, every single Wednesday. We've been doing it for months.
You have a
And
packed schedule.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and, in between that, we look for kids to mentor. Yesterday, my wife and the group that she has, put together, they mentor 23 kids, 23 kids, and,
How old? How old?
um, probably from 13 to 18, and it's cool, and you'd be surprised, some of these things that they're teaching them are little things, but they mean the biggest. They're the biggest thing to them. I'll give you an example. So we've been mentoring them for a year. This is our second year, okay? And So we gave them an award. Every kid wants something, you know.
Sure, sure,
I know
sure.
that, you
Yeah.
know. So we gave them like their first year certificate, let's call it that. And when we gave it to them, some of them chose to speak, right? And I'm there, right? And my wife, and she spearheads this whole thing, which is cool because she's smart. I'm just a big mouth, okay? So she's doing all the hard stuff, dude. I just say, "Cool, sounds great. When are we going? Let's do it." All right, yeah, 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 right? So she taught them how to do a resume. You know, these might not seem like important or hard things, right? So one kid goes up there and he says, "I'm so happy and I'm so thankful for what you guys done for me. I would have never learned any of this. How to write a resume, how to apply for a job. What was the other thing? It was like 3 things, right?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then when he was asked, you know, why? Why is why is this such a big thing for him? And he said, "Somebody's watching me."
Mm.
Dude, I kinda got choked up because it made me feel like, "Hey, we're doing some incredible work here." Like, this is just not giving somebody something. This is something that's gonna go on forever with him.
Yeah, as you know, as a word of encouragement though, I mean, I one of the reasons why, as you scale something,
Mhm.
unfortunately, it's when you scale whatever it is, and you have one person doing that, with your team, you won't remember every kid's names
Right.
and all that, but what I will guarantee you is that they'll all remember you.
For sure.
Yeah, and so I mean, even my practice, I represent thousands of people. They say, "Well, why do you try to do your best, absolute best?" Because they'll all remember me.
Yeah.
Whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Right.
20 years from now, they'll remember it.
Yeah.
And so I would say the same thing.
Yeah, you impacted their life.
The kids that you impact like 30 years from now,
Yeah.
they'll remember
Yeah, yeah,
Hoxana.
yeah. Yeah, I have a guy
They'll
like
remember it,
that.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. So let's highlight like
Yeah.
our current campaign that
Yeah.
we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And so Street Heart, decal the way. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's pretty cool. We are helping vendors, street vendors who are on the streets trying to make a living. It's amazing, dude. A lot of people don't know they work for somebody, right? So you're giving them $10. Say you walk up to
I
a
didn't know
vendor.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Say you
Nobody
walk
knows
up
that.
to a
Okay.
vendor, right? And you say, "How much are the flowers?" He says, $10,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you're like, "All right, here you go." What you don't know, he might only get $3 out of that. So he could be out there 10 hours for $60.
Mm,
60, and if he has a bad, that's if he sells out. Say he has a bad day, might be out there for $12. And we've encountered those stories, so many of those stories. So what we're doing is we're trying to bring them some joy and some love and let them see that they matter, they count, that somebody cares about them. So we're popping up on them, surprising them, uh, and buying out their flowers, whether they have 10, 1, 30, and giving them some cash and telling them to go enjoy some time with their family, take the rest of the day off. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful
yeah,
to see how they react to some love.
yeah.
Everybody wants love, dude.
Of
And
course.
everybody wants to feel like there's somebody. So we should always do that. And what we're doing with DK is that we're walking up strangers and showing them God's love. Simple. And the reaction that we get is incredible. Some of them some of them say, "Hey, this is perfect timing. Like I've been working for all day. Like, whoa, I get to go home? Really? Yeah, it's dangerous out here, like it's scary. I was going to stay here all night. Sometimes
Mm,
I go home at 10 p.m. What time did you start? 7 p.m.? No, 7 a.m. You stay out here till 10 p.m.? Like, yeah, it's scary at night. And yeah, they could be sitting ducks because they got cash in hand, right? They're easy targets. They don't call the cops because they're
never thought about
afraid.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we did a lot of homework behind the street vendor stuff. It's believe it or not, this might sound crazy. It's probably one of the most dangerous jobs in the world.
Really.
Yes. So in 2020, I did a street vendor briefing with the DA. And I had, because we were helping some that had been shot, that had been stabbed. And I said, hey, you guys need to keep an eye on this. So we did a whole bunch of data on them. And from 2013 to 2020, uh, violent crimes against street vendors had gone up like 890 some percent.
Whoa.
Something crazy. Something crazy. They didn't even know. So when I sent that over, they wanted to talk to me ASAP. So we got on a call. I said, "Hey, I'm just telling you guys to keep an eye." I said, "Those are the ones that are reported. Imagine how
Sure.
many don't say nothing because they're scared of the man, right? They don't want the man to come get them. So it was pretty cool to get their attention. So I was actually the first person on social media that did a buyout for a vendor.
Mm.
So I'll tell you the story. So this guy gets robbed in Long Beach, and since I do a lot of work in Long Beach, and I'm from Long Beach, the community reached out to me. Hey, this guy got robbed. They did this to him. So I don't know. I got this crazy idea to do a buyout in front of the people's house that robbed him. I don't know.
Okay.
But it
All
was a
right.
blessing, dude, in disguise, believe it or not. So I posted on social media, hey, we're gonna do a buyout on 2121 Cedar Street, whatever, right? 10 a.m. We do the buyout. There's hundreds of people, 700 people show up down there. The cops come, dude. The cops, before I go, the cops are waiting for me. They know what's happening because Hood Santa posted there's a buyout for the vendor that they just did a police report for. What is gonna happen? They were so cool. They
Mm.
say, "Hey, dude, we love what you're doing. Like, we're trying to keep an eye on them, but the more people that know about it, great. Cool. What do you want from us?" I said, "Nothing. Just do me a favor. Stay away and block off the street." Sure enough, dude, they sent city workers to block off the street. So we did a big old massive buyout for him. He was able to raise rent money for a couple months, take a little break. The guys came out and apologized. Hey, man, we didn't really. It's cool. Just be nice to people, dude. Like, you see all these people, these are all his family. Kind of. But it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. And then it trickled. People started doing them. Boom, boom, boom. People started doing them left and right, left and right. So it brought a lot of eyes to the cause. And during COVID, it almost seemed like they were being robbed every week. Because remember, nobody was outside.
Oh, I see. I see.
They were outside,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're outside. They got cash in hand. They're easy targets. Cops are nowhere because nobody's outside. So they were getting robbed left and right. They'd be like, "Oh, South Central, this guy got stabbed." No way. "Oh, Gardena, guy got killed." Like, these are real stories. These are real stories of things that happen.
Man.
Yeah, it turned into something like that. So on our side, it's like, let's bring them some love. Let's bring them some joy. Let's show them that they matter, that there's somebody that God wants to take care of them. So for us to show up and do something good for them and to see how they act and how happy and grateful they are, that's worth everything right
I got
there.
to tell you, it is awesome to know and see this partnership in action. Man, it's been a blessing for myself, especially. So I just want to say you're doing some amazing stuff, man.
We are.
Yeah,
We're doing it
absolutely,
together.
absolutely.
Yeah, everybody at DK Law has been so helpful and so cool. I feel like I'm a family member here. I do. I feel like it's so transparent. Everybody's so sweet, nice. It's awesome. It should be that way. It should be good people helping people. Good people helping other good people do more good.
Is there any uh, you know, um, additional assistance that you need in like the life skills program?
Yeah.
If you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, so
Yeah.
that our audience could
Absolutely.
understand deeper what you're doing, and so they could get involved and engage as well.
Yeah. So we do a lot of giveaways, right? Which is great because kids need stuff. We know that they need stuff, But a backpack gets old, right? A year later, we do it again and we keep doing it, keep doing. But what we're trying to do is also now is we're trying to give them a life skill, teach them some life lessons. So one of our goals for 2026 is to build this wall in our warehouse and teach kids plumbing, teach kids how to change a tire, teach kids how to do a simple oil change, things that they can later on use in their life, but not only use it for personal, use it to survive. Because I was a plumber for a little bit. My brother taught me plumbing, but the beauty of that is that once you become mechanical, you can fix anything. I can fix anything, Daniel.
More importantly,
Yeah.
though, AI can't replace plumbing.
No, no, no,
Really?
no, no.
Yeah.
So that is what we're focusing on for 2026 is finding partnerships, people that want to get involved and that think that way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And say, hey, you know what? These kids that are in this area, let's give them a shot. Let's invest in them. Hey, we got an influx of this, right? Like Toyota. Toyota said they're involved. They want to be involved. They said they can give us a car and they can provide all the oil change material stuff we need. They could even send some of their techs to instruct when needed, right? So there's one. That's beauty right there. That's beautiful,
Awesome.
right? To get somebody like Toyota to say,
For
"Hey,
sure.
we believe in this mission, and you're absolutely right. We want to help kids succeed." So we have them on board already with the cars, but we need to find um other trades, other trades that we can teach. Mechanic is cool, but not everybody wants to be a mechanic, right? Not everybody wants to be a plumber. But I do believe that if you teach those things, you teach kids how to work with their hands,
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah.
And I'm a testament of that. My brother told me, bro, you learn to work with your hands, you'll never be broke. And this phone breaks down, I could fix it. Any of this, I can fix. And I learned how to, because I learned how to work with my hands. I have a trade, plumbing. So once I learned that, I could say, oh, there's where it's broken, and that's how I fix it. Oh, simple. Boop, 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 done. Right. But you need somebody to teach you those things.
Mm.
And that's where we come in. So
Awesome.
the
Awesome.
idea is this: we build a wall
Yeah.
and we stub out a couple pieces of copper, right? We put in a makeshift water meter, right? We say, okay, here's where the water comes in from the city. I know this is nerd talk, but so what? I want to tell you. So here's where the water comes in. It goes into the wall. See this piece of copper that's stubbing out of the wall? That's the toilet. That's how that comes into yeah. So you connect an angle stop. From the angle stop, you go into the toilet, and that's how you get water. I didn't know that. Bingo. Now, guess what? Now from here, you go to the sink. Same line. Go up, stub out too. That's your sink. Now you have a toilet. Guess what now? Oh, the next one's for the shower. Bingo. Right? You're teaching them life skills on stuff they can really use. And not only that, they get good at it. There's tons of successful plumbers.
So
80 do. You ever heard that commercial? 80 do plumbing. He's like, yeah, I know. Dale's like, what? Yeah,
you know,
that's an old joke.
for me, what I've always thought is like, the youth. If you're able to impact the youth, that's when the messages that you're trying to go ahead and convey are absolutely like at the core the most impactful, right? And
Mhm.
so, um, uh, where can where can we get involved more? What's the next big thing where you're trying to go ahead and make an impact with youth outside of the this program that you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Is there anything else that's coming? What's in the
Yeah, we have
future?
the mentorship program. We would love to have DK Law involved in that. We just got them cleats the other day. It was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday where we had a semi-pro soccer players come out and talk to them and kind of teach them the steps. But in between all that, there's so much work to be done. You're talking about kids, right?
Yeah.
These semi-pros, they're adults. Keep them away from gangs, keep them away from drugs, keep them away from influences. So in between that, we got to create programs to keep them busy,
Mm,
right? And that's the challenge because everything is You need assistance. You need people to come in and say, "Hey, what is this going to cost you guys? How does this work?" Right? E Unfortunately, everything is about money, Daniel. You know that. Everything is, I wish I could say, "Hey, the kids need, computers. We need 25 of them." And they just pop up. But you gotta find partners that believe that helping youth, helping kids is important. And again, man, by the grace of God, God is opens doors I don't even knock on. For example, we just gave away $40,000 worth of Chromebooks to
That's
kids.
awesome.
Yeah. We had Toyota again in Long Beach Toyota, Culver City Toyota, Culver City Honda come in and say, "Hey, Tito, we see what you're doing. What can we do?" And I shared with him that I keep getting people that say, "Hey, Tito, my son goes to the library um, to use the computer." Right? Oh, cool. Cool. I had one reach out to me. They had sent me messages multiple times. They said, "Tito, I told you my son always goes to the library, use the computer. He wants to be an engineer." The other day when he left, they pulled a gun out on him. So I shared that story with Toyota. I said, "Man, how do we get them computers?" I said, "Let's buy them. Done. Let's do it." So they donated 40K. And we
Mm,
bought the computers. And he said, "Hey, can you do this same program that you're doing in Long Beach? Can you replicate this? Can you do this in Culver City?" Absolutely. So what we did is we create something where they sign up, they upload their school ID, and then the smart people, my wife, handles it. you know, she makes sure that it gets done, and we get to bless kids and families.
that is awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Well, I'll tell you, look, man, I am so happy that I've had this opportunity to go ahead and share these crazy past stories, wonderful things that you guys are doing, and this amazing future that you guys are trying to go ahead and
Thank you.
build. And so, man, I hope this partnership could occur indefinitely, and that I could try to be that pillar of support for you and this mission that you're doing, man.
Thank you, Daniel.
Brother, I
Oh,
appreciate you.
I appreciate you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. So
Thanks for everything. Thanks for
absolutely,
backing up what we're doing. Because
yeah,
this is a godly mission, dude.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. God is in front of all of my steps. And I feel that way. I've
Mm,
been threatened. I've had people try to scare me away. And I say, nope, God sent me here. God sent me here. And then those same people that have tried to scare me away, they end up joining, which is beautiful.
that's
You
awesome.
know,
Yeah.
I've had, I know you wanted to end it, but let me tell you this. I know you got probably 1,000 cases you got to get to, but I had the local neighborhood guys tell me they want to talk to me. And I say, okay, sure. Right. And most people probably be scared off. But then again, I say, well, wait a minute. God sent me here. I'm not confused. I heard his voice clearly. Ain't something that I feel. This is something that I know I'm being directed to do. So I say, okay, let's talk. And then, they might kind of be a little bit um, tough in their way they speak to me or whatever, and it's okay. What that's led me to is that a lot of them, they in the hoods, let's call it what it is, the neighborhoods, they're all kind of walking around like this. They're used to not having no love and empathy and compassion because that's what they see all day. So I tell them, hey, we're feeding kids. We're giving toys away. We're giving kids brand new shoes. We're giving kids laptops. Come and help. And let's say it's 10 of them, 3 of them will be like, all right, homie. you know, you know, all right, cool. Perfect. They show up and whoever my brother was in charge at that moment of the logistical stuff of our events, I would say, yo, bro, you see little, I'm gonna just make up names. You see little killer one? Yeah. Put them right in the front where the mom is gonna cry because she got a turkey to feed her kids.
Mm, mm.
Okay. Cool. You see killer number 2? Put them right in the front where the kids are gonna get shoes. Okay. You see killer number 3? Put them right there where we're giving out toys and the kids are jumping for joy. Okay. So we do that. At the end of the event, guess what happens? They all come back. Now I'm an OG. you they're like, dang, OG, thanks, man. Right? If there's anything I could do to help you, homie, let me know, homie. Whatever you, yeah, yeah, for sure. You want to help? All those guys that were with you the first time, tell them all to come help. Right? And they all come back. They all come back. And again, it's because you're teaching them empathy, you're teaching them compassion, you're showing them love. And again, in the neighborhood, it's sometimes they don't know anything. They're walking on eggshells. They're afraid that somebody's out to kill them or is their enemy going to get them? So, and I tell them, stop that, bro. This is your neighborhood. Take care of it. Why do you guys want to walk around like that? Shouldn't you be like, oh, what up, Joey? Hey, you're good in school, bro. Keep it up. You ain't getting no toys next time. I'm the first one in line. You better be good. Like that's what we're trying to inspire and teach in the neighborhoods. But again, it's God. It's God that's controlling that. It's God. It's God that's moving everywhere. One time I had the chief of police, Sheriff Luna. He was the chief of Long Beach. He showed up to one of our events and he was scratching his head. He couldn't believe all the people that were serving. We get hundreds of volunteers, Daniel, hundreds, dude. And he calls me to the side. He's like, yo, how are you doing this? I'm like, what do you mean? And they're all looking, all those guys are watching me talk to the people. So I'm like, these guys are gonna think I'm a snitch. So I'm trying to keep my cool, I'm like, dude. He's like, how are you getting these guys to work together? I said, listen, dude, just they can be bad at being bad. They can be good at being good too. Just gotta give them something to do. Give them something to do. And he's like, oh, you need to come talk to them. I'm like, no, no, they're already looking at me, bro. Like, no. So check this out. 2 days later, one of the guys that was volunteering, which is a gang member, and they all know each other from seeing each other, arresting them and running, whatever, right? He calls me. He says, yo, T, man, bro, I got pulled over. I got pulled over on Cherry and Market, right across the street from the cemetery, bro. I was smashing. He was talking. I was smashing, homie. Had to beat up. Oh, a cop pulled me over, right? I was like, oh, what? He said, guess what? He knocked on the window. I rolled. He said, hey, keep helping out the neighborhood. I'm going to let you go.
Mm.
And then he told me, bro, I had a gun under the seat. I was like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, that's not the sign. Like, it's time to change. Right? Like,
Yeah.
that's it, bro.
Yeah.
It's time to be good. Did you see how cool he was? Like, he don't hate you. He's got to do his job. Like, be cool. I got so many stories about like that where people come back and they want to help and they get involved. And the beauty of it, Daniel, is a lot of those families that come in the beginning, dude, they end up coming to serve.
Yeah.
They get a little bit better in life and like, hey, I want to help now. There was this kid when we first started Hood Santa, we were going door to door. Hey, send in your grades. We want to help kids, and thousands of people. Hey, my son. Wait, there's a catch. Your kid's got to have good grades. And then it goes down from this big to there's one name on there, Daniel Kim. You know what I mean? So it shrinks, right? So we could do it. So all right, cool. Tell him, what does he like? Oh, he's a skater. He likes this. He likes that. So we surprise him. And some of these kids, dude, are in some of the roughest, toughest neighborhoods there is, but they're amazing kids. Straight A, whatever the highest GPA there is, they got that. So you go and reward them and you pay them, hey, what's up? I'm dressed in a Santa suit, knock on there. They're like, who are you? I'm like, hey, I heard you're Daniel, right? Yeah, I heard you were a good kid. I heard you like skating. And heard you wanted a computer, a MacBook. You give them a bunch of stuff. And then their brother, who's not so good, is kind of watching you do this kind of work. And now he's like, I blew it, right? In his head, he's like, dude, all I got to do is listen to my mom, like. So then you say, hey, I got something for you. Here's a sweater. Here's a shirt. Here's a hat. But your brother he's walking out like this. You know, he got two things, right? So then you say, hey, listen, dude, if you step it up, I'll be back. Right? This is Christmas. So you got a whole year. So then you get these messages, yo, hit Santa, I got a D. I'm like, bro, you're worse than me. I thought I was bad, you know? I said, keep going, keep it up, keep going. And then hit Santa, I got C's. Sick, keep it up. Hit Santa, I got B's. Oh, you're close, bro. Hit Santa, I got A's. What do you want? Well, you know the computer you bought my brother, he's greedy. Don't worry about it. I got you. And
That
we
is
go back
awesome.
and we give them their stuff, and then you keep in contact with the parents. Everything's changed. He's got
Mm.
like he's on his computer. He's like it worked. It worked. But again, it's that somebody's watching that cares sometimes,
Their
And
parents are really thankful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like having another uncle.
Basically, so what I
Yeah.
was telling you is that one of those kids, his name was David. He got a job. This kid you go into his house, he had a award. I was like, this kid is genius, like, I'm take one of those so I can hang it up for me. So dude, he started buying toys. His first job, he called me. He was like, Tito, I'll never forget what you did for me and my little brother.
Mm.
So I want to buy Barbies and I want to buy little cars. Is that cool? And I try to stop him. I was like, no, David, you need if it's your first job, like save your money. And he was like, no, please. I just know what that feels like. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, there's this little kid. Like, he wants to help kids. He was one of the kids we were helping. And my mom told me, don't ever stop anybody from blessing anybody.
You never know. It might be the next super hood Santa.
Never know.
And,
Smart hood Santa.
And you go from 10,000 toys to 1,000,000 toys, 2,000,000 toys,
Right.
and so you just that's amazing. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, she told me that blessing is for you. Might be stopping his blessing. Don't get in his way.
Yeah.
I called him back. I said, David, when? He said, they're ready. Okay. I went and picked them up, and there was like 12 little blue cars wrapped with blue paper, and then he had pink wrap toys. But yeah, it's taken on something way bigger than I ever would have thought. It was something that I grew up poor, and you don't know that you're poor. You just run. I'm gonna show you some pictures that I got on. When you send your kids to picture day, he's in his best fit, right? His face is washed, right? His hair's combed at least, right? My picture day, I'm the dirtiest kid in the whole picture. I'm not lying. It looks like I went like this right before they took the picture. But guess what else in that picture that when I go back and look at, I'm the kid in there smiling with the biggest smile out of anybody.
Um,
I'm gonna show you when we get off of this so you can see it. So I never thought that I was poor. I never even knew. It was later on in life that I started realizing, hey, how come I never had a backpack? That kind of sucks. Wonder I'm a dummy. You know what I mean? You wonder I didn't like school, right? It's like I didn't even have the tools to succeed in school. Like, right? So those were the driving forces about why. Like why did we step in to do that? Because I didn't have it. I never went back to school shopping. I remember it was probably second grade or first grade, first day of school. I'll never forget. I didn't even know that I still have this memory. I go to school and two little girls walk up to me. I probably had a crush on them or they had a crush on me. They were little kids, right? And they said, hey, Tito, you're wearing the same clothes as last year. And I ran, right? I didn't know that. I still remember. So it must have did something to me, right? It had some type of effect. But anyhow, so that's how all of it started, is because I didn't have nothing. And I seen the kids need stuff. And if I can pull DK Laws and I could pull Toyota and I could pull Diamond and I could pull Honda to come together with local hearts and agree to help kids that are struggling, why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you that's powerful. And I am honored and privileged to go on this journey with you. And so let's continue, man.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
You've been listening to Born to Serve, the story of Hood Santa. For more information or to support Tito's mission, visit at the Hood Santa. To learn more about DK Law's community work, visit www.dklaw.com.